Hello, love. Welcome home to Eden. This is Eve Christoph, your Love Life Muse. Stick with me for the hottest news to get somewhere new. So I'm offering you men, you evolved men, a rare glimpse at sexual divinity and the sacred truth of women. And today I want to help you to protect your daughters. So here you are, you're a good father, and you're worried, right, about your daughter going into the world of men, and you don't want her to ever be in an abusive relationship. So I want to share with you why it is girls who have wonderful fathers are actually often the ones most vulnerable to being preyed upon by abusers. So, if you take the story, for example, of my grandmother, she had a wonderful father. He read her and her sister stories every night. He was loving and kind. He told them they could do anything with their lives. She never saw a cruel word ever come out of his mouth to her mother. So when she went into the world of men, she was just enamored of the first charmer who came along, who wowed her with all of his, artistic this and that, and his interesting, adventurous life seemed exciting compared to her father, who was grounded and caring and was there enough without big, wild, adventuresome schemes. He was there taking care of the family. So this charmer guy seems exciting. Now, when he actually starts to be psychopathically hypnotizing her, she's completely unprepared. She doesn't believe it's possible. She has no concept of abuse coming from men, especially from a man close to her. So what happens is, my grandmother, she kept internalizing everything as her own fault. And this is what girls do. And also, when they know it's not their fault, when they know they haven't done anything, they get into this thing of being so loving and trusting. They're always seeing the good. They always think that he can come back in the next moment in a better way. And he does. That's what these abusive charmer people do, is they go back and forth between the abuse and incredible, effusive flattery and supportiveness, just like her daddy, who was wonderful, like you were. So it's not that your daughter would get attracted to some horrible guy unlike you. It's the danger is she'll get attracted to somebody as wonderful as you on one level, who's using that as his way in to basically harvest off of her, to be a vampire. And so what you really need to do is introduce your daughter to what the syndrome is that abusive men do, since there's so many out there. I'm sorry, it's not, it's not a rare case that a young, beautiful woman gets involved with a guy who really treats her badly. I went through it for many, many years, and I didn't know how to get out because I had that same psychology of believing in the good and thinking everything was my fault and falling for every time he'd be in his charmer mode, so wonderful, and thinking, oh, this is just the way love is. It must be difficult. I didn't know what was behind the scenes with mom and dad, So some of the things to, make her aware of are that if a guy goes hot and cold between extremes, right there, she's got probably a manic depressive bipolar person. If he has things like getting her to do things that are really bad for society or for herself, such as videos, sexual videotapes, or texting him with her top off, things like this, that really could harm her life later on, and he's telling her they're good things, and she's getting tempted by flattery. Flattery is the most dangerous thing. Watching